Welcome back to Grown Ups, the podcast, everyone. Hi, Ellie. How are you doing?
How you doing? I'm good. I don't know why I'm good. Like I'm peak revision season, but I feel okay today. There's been days this week, yeah, where I swear I could have got abs from how much my core was tensing from the butterflies. Like
Oh my
it's been
God.
bad. But I feel fine today. It is what it is. I've got less than 2 weeks till D-Day, and I'm done. Hopefully for the rest of my life, but we'll see.
Oh my gosh. I just don't even, I'm getting stressed even thinking about you being this close because I'm like, one day that will be me. I'll be this close to my exam. I was looking at a revision
Bro.
paper, sorry, last year's paper for the exam that I'm sitting. And I was like, damn, am I meant
Yeah,
to know these answers?
I can't lie. I've heard the CFA is like two men at work did it, and they were like tough. Like our analysts do it rather
Mm,
than our surveyors. Um,
yeah.
but you got this. I know you got this.
Well, by fire and by force, because there's no way I'm failing.
Yeah, God, please don't, Lord, please don't let that happen to me. Oh man, no. How's everyone's Monday? Happy Monday, everybody. We're recording this on a Friday night, hence the camera quality. We do apologize. The lighting is not hitting,
It's not.
but this will become more regular in winter, innit? Because the sunshine is really the light is disappearing so early now.
I know. It makes me sad.
But yeah, have you got anything spectacular to tell me this week, or should we jump into it?
Um, oh, the only thing that this is like something that's really pissed me off this week. So
Go on, girl.
obviously I live in a block of flats here, and on top of your rent and your water bill and your gas bill, etc., you pay a service charge, which if like the
Mm.
lift breaks, then they fix it, yada yada. They sent me a letter, yeah, saying that they miscalculated the service charge from last year to this year, and therefore I need to pay a difference of £1,736.64.
No, surely that's not right.
I said, you are taking me for idiot. So I called and I was like, this is wildly unprofessional. It's your,
100%.
why should I pay out of my pocket for your miscalculation? It's not my fault you underestimated how much everything would cost. And there's no way on God's green earth that I am. And they were like, you have 28 days to pay it. I said, I have 28 days to cuss you out. There's no way. I was like, I literally said to the woman on the phone, it's impossible that I am paying you that much. Like, there's just absolutely no way. And on top of that, more time when people come over to mine, the lift is broken. So there's no way. What service am I paying for?
That's terrible. You know what? Some landlords are actually disgusting. Like in this cost of living crisis today, you want to come and ask someone for probably more than most people have in their monthly salary.
Yeah. Are you
Like
like,
in
oh,
28 days, that's disgusting. Like that might be someone with 2 kids' whole wage.
literally on only service charge? That's not even rent. That's not even bills. That's not food. That's nothing. Like,
That's disgusting. Have you sought legal advice? I don't understand how this service charge stuff works. Obviously, it's just something that I add into my calculations at work. It's like, yep, service charge.
So the woman that was on the phone to, it's not her fault in it, so I couldn't get mad at her. She was like, I'll pass it on. And she was like, no, of course, that sounds completely unreasonable. Like she was on my side. She was like,
Good.
I'll open a case for it and then they'll email you back within 10 working days. So let's see what they respond to me, yeah? Because I will respond back with vim. And because now I know who to shout at. Oh, anyways, that got me mad this week, but it's all right. We're letting it go. I'm not paying it, and that's it.
Yeah, girl, that is the 28 days. I'm sorry, that's pissed me off. It's not even my money.
Exactly.
Disrespectful. That is beyond disrespectful.
Honestly.
But other than that, your week was all right. Not working too late.
Oh, working late. Not too late, not as late as the week before, to be honest. Do you know what it is? It's not even like, I feel like you get this, yeah. Like, yes, I'm busy and it is a busy period right now, but if I actually just concentrated as I'm supposed to at every hour of the day, I would get it done by 5:30. But I get distracted and I procrastinate. And now 2 hours have gone where I've done nothing. And therefore, I need to make up the time to finish my tasks. And that's my problem.
I'm with you. I think half of the UK is with you. It's painful.
It is.
Oh, although I have this really bad habit. Sorry, we will get into the episode, guys. But I have this really bad habit where, like, I'll have days where I'm mad unproductive and I'll just be like, oh, whatever. Tomorrow's a new day. I'll start again. But if someone else has an unproductive day and I'm really stressed and they're like, oh, I haven't really done anything today, I'm like, you haven't done anything today. Yes, that in my head, obviously not to them. I'm thinking they haven't done anything. I'm sitting here stressing. But really and truly, I'm on the other side usually.
What you judging?
Yeah, toxic traits. Some girl did it to me today. Like, I'm here stressing because I'm meant to be revising it, and yet I'm still doing work. And she's like, oh, I literally haven't done anything today. I was like, Bearing in mind, she told me she couldn't jump on a call because she was busy doing what? Combing your hair. Anyways, sorry guys, sorry. The exam stress is coming out. But yeah, this week's all about relationships and friendships. But we're not gonna jump into our quote yet, are we?
No, we're not.
It's been one of those weeks. You start us off, girl. What is this week? What are we going on about?
What are we doing? What is this podcast about? What is life?
Mm.
We're actually so in this week's episode of Being a Dumb Bitch, we actually had a submission from someone who's a bit older than us, which I love.
Love that.
So this one said, I'm 36 now, but when I was 23, I won 50 grand gambling.
Oh my day.
Let that sink in. Like seasoning. No, for real though. 50K. So they go on to say, I quit my job as 50K was more than my annual salary and went traveling to Europe and Australia. Needless to say, I completely blew it in Australia. It's bloody expensive. And now I'm back at my 9 to 5. In hindsight, I should definitely have invested it so I'd have more money now. I guess I was being a dumb bitch.
That is such a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, 50K isn't a lot. Like, that's a house deposit. Do you know what I mean?
It's so true. It's actually not, I mean, I'd love a cheeky 50K tax free, but
Me too.
it's in the grand scheme of things, it's actually not that. It's not. I don't think it's enough for you to quit your job.
Yeah, and there's no judgment. Like, mate, that sounds lit. Like you saying, or the person saying they blew it in Australia, like no judgment. I think that's a reasonable amount of money to spend, like traveling the world.
Yeah, to be honest, yes, you blew the 50K, but look at the mad memories you have in your head now that you wouldn't have had before.
Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to think, like, in order to invest 50K properly, you'd probably have to pay a financial advisor. By the time you've paid them their fee, would you really make much on it? Maybe you could use it for a house deposit. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. That I would
Yeah.
use it for, other than traveling.
Yeah, because this person said it was when they were 23 years old. So yeah, I guess it would be very useful for a house deposit. Or if you know,
That is a
and
good dumb bitch, boy. I love that.
I know it's so good. Wait,
That's
what
not like our norms. Keep them coming, guys.
if you won 50K tomorrow, what would you do with it?
Yeah, house deposit. That's the only thing. But if I wasn't intending on buying a house, like if I was single, then I would go traveling. Without a doubt, I would travel the world. I think 50K is enough to travel the world for a year.
100%.
And on that note, let's jump into our dilemma of the week.
Yes.
So, hey girls. I don't know why I put an accent when I say girl.
Hey girl.
Hey girls. Oh, it sounds weird in English. Request for some general advice incoming. At work. Oh, this is not a nice one. At work, I'm feeling very uncomfortable and alone. Sorry.
Sorry.
At work, I'm feeling very. Oh no, this is sad. At work, I can't stop laughing now.
You're making me laugh.
I'm really starting. This is sorry, guys. Please do send in your dilemmas. I'm not laughing. It's been a long week. I'm tired. Hey girls, request for some general advice incoming. At work, I'm feeling. I can't do it. You do it.
Okay, here we go.
I'm sorry.
Hey girls, request for some general advice incoming. At work, I'm feeling very uncomfortable and alone. In my team, no one says hello when they come into the office or goodbye when they leave. Oh, oh. It'll be mid-afternoon. I'll look around and a quarter of the team will be gone. We're only a small team. They may have left for client meetings, an appointment, but they never say anything. They just pack up and go. They also never eat lunch together and do not have regular team meetings. This makes it very hard to keep up with what everyone is doing, and I sometimes miss working on great projects because of the lack of communication. Do you think there's something I can do to better integrate myself into the team or keep on top of what they're working on? This is my first time in a sales role. It's been about 7 months and I just feel lonelier and more lost each day. Oh, this is horrible. I don't know. Like, to be honest, because I started working remotely, when I went into the office, none of my team were there because they're abroad. So it is kind of awkward to go into a space and like try to integrate yourself, especially if everyone already knows each other and already has a relationship and you're coming in. I don't know. Like, I just this is like office etiquette to me. Like, for example, if I go up to get tea, I'll ask if anyone wants a tea. Hopefully no one says yes, but it's just like a nice thing to do, isn't it? And like,
Making tea was my biggest fear when I first started.
no, don't, because everyone likes it so differently. Like, unless it's herbal tea, it's so difficult to make.
Girl, my family put the milk in before the tea bag. I was nervous.
Um, I'm not sure how to feel about that.
I don't do that, but my family do. And I was like stressed. Anyways. Um, no, yeah, this is really tough. And I actually think this is mad common.
Mm,
Like, I think, oh, it's hard. Like, how do you get people? You can't make people tell you where they're going. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I almost feel like you need to become super independent and confident in yourself. So, like, talk to other people in the office. When you walk in of a morning, if there's people that always say hi, like no matter who it is, if you see someone in the kitchen, always say hi. People will see you as a friendly face and you organically build relationships that you didn't even notice forming.
Hmm.
Like it
True.
will definitely happen for you. Just try and let it come naturally. And then like at lunchtime, I don't know if this is an issue for you, but if you have no one else to eat lunch with, then just if you have like a social space or something like that, go sit down, eat lunch by yourself. I'm telling you, one day someone might join you, or like just become independent to the point where you don't need them. And then one day somehow it just falls into place. Like it just does. Things happen. I know it's so cliche, but things happen when you least expect it.
Yeah, it's true. The thing is, with the lunchtime thing, yeah, I actually wouldn't take that personally because like I've had discussions with some of my friends as well, and they were saying how they actually like eating alone at lunch. Like they feel like they're so socially exhausted by like having meetings and all of this that lunchtime they just want a minute to themselves. They don't want to have lunch with the whole team and then go back and be with the whole team again. So don't take
That's
that
so
personally.
true.
Yeah, I think sometimes people just want to eat lunch on their own just to have a minute of silence. So like even where I work, like I like everyone that I work with, but depending on meetings and stuff, it doesn't align. So I'll have lunch on my own and I'm like calm, like completely calm. I don't mind it. Um, I guess you could ask like, oh, do you want to like grab lunch together? Oh, I don't know, because you don't want to beg it.
No, I think that's fine. If you're going to like people do that at my work, like if they're going to somewhere nice for lunch, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm going here. Do you want anything?" And then they'll be like, "Oh, I'll come with you."
Yeah. Yeah, maybe put out those little starter sentences like that.
Yeah. So then you've broken the barrier, and people know that you're happy to like communicate in that way and on
Yeah.
that level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of the jobs thing and missing out on important jobs, it's annoying, but you're just gonna have to keep pestering people and being like, "Oh, what are you working on? What are you working on?" Like literally write down a list and be like, okay, when did I last speak to this person and what were they working on? And
Mm,
keep saying like, oh, you worked on this. If you've got anything similar, can I work on this? Like, it's just you just have to pester. That's just the way it is. Like, I don't think there's any such thing as being a beg in the workplace. Like, we all want what we want. Like, we're all there for a reason. Who cares
true.
how people perceive you?
True.
Yeah, revising for this exam, I swear down, I have asked some of the dumbest questions. I'm surprised people haven't fired me, but I genuinely don't care. I'm like, I'm here for me. I want my full qualification. I literally couldn't care less what you think of me. I just want your expertise.
That's very true, At work, you can't, it's more difficult to be a beg. Like you, instead of, you're not a beg, you're driven. Like
Hmm.
you just want more and to be able to do more. I think regarding that, something else that you could do is go to your line manager and say, look, I really want to get involved in more projects, to learn more skills, to have a like more diverse set of skills and a diverse set of understanding. Is there anyone you can pair me up with, or like put me on X project, or oh, if something comes up, like please put me on it. Like I really want a challenge. So maybe your manager might help you with that.
Yeah, I think that's such a good shout. And if all else fails, then quit and find someone new. Because no, honestly, guys, you're gonna come across some places in life that just aren't for you, and they're not gonna want to see you grow. So go and open another door. Like, it's easier said than done, but sometimes it just has to be done. Like, if you're not growing, next opportunity, please.
So true. And make sure you leave a Glassdoor review to say that this place is not social.
Yeah, please do, boy. But I think you'll be fine. Yeah,
Hmm.
just make an emphasis, put emphasis on hitting high and by, and hopefully they'll pick up on the cues. And yeah, speak to your manager about jobs.
On that note of friendships, actually, something that we wanted to discuss was friendships as you grow up. So I think the older that, well, when you're in school and you're in secondary school, you have these commonalities with people and you tend to have more friends because there's just, you're seeing these people every day. The friendship is being solidified every day at school. You have all these things in common because you're going through the same experience. And therefore, it's easier to make and have friends as you're growing up. However, as soon as you hit that adulthood and you exit the education system and you start branching out into your own different careers and your own different jobs, friendships can get a little sticky. You really have to make the effort to see your friends, especially because you now live in various locations of the country, if not the world. Shout out to Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's just more difficult. So I wanted to discuss adult friendships. How do you view adult friendships, Eddie?
I don't want to lose friendships from this episode.
The thing is, you've always been like this. I remember speaking to you about this at uni, and you've always listen. Go ahead, girl. Speak your
Yeah,
truth.
guys, I'm just not a friends kind of person. Like, I don't know if I didn't have Billy, life would be different because that is my. I think. Do you know what? Growing up, I've always had a best friend. I've always
Hmm.
had a best friend. Then I've always had just people around me that I'm quite close to and I get on with and
Hmm.
I can do things with. And I feel like once Billy became my best friend, I kind of didn't really need to rely on. It's a bit sticky, but like, yeah, I'm just not a friends person. I find like friends come with a lot of drama. They come with a lot of expectations.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. And I'm just not about that. I'm a simple babe. Like, I'm sitting here, it's Friday night. I've got my what do you even call that? My alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna get into bed and chill. I don't want people calling me and being like, let's go out. I haven't seen you in ages. How come you haven't called me? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just not me. But I think there's still some gems in my life that I'd love to see every couple months or once a year. And that really works for me. And I love it. I like the low maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it also made me realize like I was just friends with people because they suited for that time.
Circumstances.
Yeah. Like, I don't actually think I knew a lot of people that well.
Hmm.
I think we were just friends because we were in the same stage in life.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then when we moved on for that stage, it was like, shit, what do I actually know about you?
Mm.
And then if you don't keep in touch regularly, it gets to a point where you're like, I actually know nothing about you anymore.
Hmm. It's so
And
true.
it's effort.
But do you think because you have such a big family, like you have four sisters?
Five,
You have
yeah.
five sisters. If you, let's say if you're an only child, do you think it'd be different? Or no? Because you
100%.
have your man.
No, it would be so different. Because like if I don't want to spend time with Billy, I'll shout one of my sisters. I'll be like, I'm coming over tonight. It's just like you would do with friends. I think that definitely plays a part.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, my sisters are easy. Like it's effortless to keep up with their lads. I think it's the effort. It's the
Mm-hmm.
effort that did me as I got older. I got older, guys, and I got tired. And I was like, I can barely keep up with what's going on in my own life, let alone 10 other people.
Mm.
Yeah, that's my stance. But the people that are still there, I really do love you. It's just like it's not every day see each other, innit?
The two people listening.
Yeah, man. I think everyone knows what it is with me.
Do you know what? It's a good point about like having a man because when I had a man, like that was my busy mate. Like you tell them everything. So then
Everything.
your friends are like leftover information. Like you don't have to tell your friends things as they're happening live because you've already told someone. So you'll just
Yeah.
tell them
And
in a catch up or whatever.
your jaw starts aching when you're telling that same story over and over again to every friend.
Yeah, it's very true. However, in saying that, I completely disagree with you. Whilst you are my man, my man, my man, I
Yeah.
am my friends, my friends, my friends.
Yeah.
But even when I did have a man, I was still like this. I think this is just the who I am. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because I don't have a lot of siblings. Like I have one, and he's 11 years younger than me, so it's not like we're going clubbing
Mm.
together. But I do think, oh my God, like my friends are so important to me. Like if they're like one of the most important things in my life. Like that's what makes my life worth living. Not that like my
That's
life is
so
bad,
cute.
but like it just like, and I'm very independent. I do a lot of things by myself, but being able to share stories with my friends, like laughing with my friends, having experiences with them, and also getting different perspectives. Because like
Mm.
one friend I'll go to for one thing, and another friend I'll go to for another thing. So the burden is never on one person. Oh, it's just so important to me. Like I can't imagine not having the friends that I have right now.
I feel like the way you're talking about your friends is exactly how I feel about my sisters. Like
Mm,
one of my sisters I call like near on every day. And if I don't hear from her every day, I'm like, oh, how are you? How's your life? Or she'll call me and she'll be like, you didn't call me.
yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah. I think that's it. Like I have five sisters to then have friends on top of that. It's quite a lot. It's a lot of people. Your circle's meant to get smaller as you get older. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's very true. Your circle certainly does get smaller as you get older. And I think it's like exactly circumstantial. And I see now, like my friends range from like our age to like 28, 29 or whatever.
Mm.
And it's like we're all in the same life phase, even though we're different ages. So it still works. Whereas at school, you are literally the same age, but you might not have commonality. So I feel like when you're older, you find the commonalities with people.
You
Um,
can be a bit more picky with the, like you see so much more of life the older
yeah.
you get. When you're young, you're so like not narrow-minded, but there's one road and that's education. And
Yeah.
you don't even get to decide that for yourself, like it's chose for you.
Hmm.
It's compulsory. And then when you get old, the avenues open so wide, like you can meet people from so many different walks of life. You can pick your friends. Whereas at school, you're in one class, like they kind of picked for you.
Yeah, 100%. Like when I went on like this hike, a week hike thing in Brazil, and someone in my group, she's like in her 40s, and we literally after like we went for dinner together and like we hung out loads, just me and her. And I was like, this is my girl. Like we like have
Love
so
that.
much in common, even though we have so much that's not in common because of our age difference. But you're right, like you do find other commonalities based on your actual personality, as opposed to, oh, we're just both in this space together. But apparently, so I was looking up like about adult friendships and stuff like that. And psychologists say that you should have the 11-3-6 rule for adult
Oh,
friendships.
I've not heard of this.
So basically, they are saying friendships respond to the formula 11-3-6. That is, you need a minimum of 11 meetings of at least 3 hours in a period of 6 months to turn an acquaintance into a true friend. So if you actually want to keep that true friendship, you need to see each other 11 times for 3 hours in a period of 6 months
That is a lot.
in it.
How many times a month is that? 11 times. 11 times in 6 months. That's more than one. Oh, that's almost twice a month. There's only 4 weekends in a month.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
that is a lot, isn't it?
That's to turn. That's not for like friendships that you've already built already. That's to turn an acquaintance into a friend.
Yeah.
So I'm never ever gonna make new friends. That's what that just told me, bitch. You think I'm giving up my 3 hours? Sorry, 11 times.
That's a lot, isn't it? But this is why, because when I was looking online as well, a lot of things were saying this is why your work friends become your friends' friends and kind of become your circle, even if you're not like having sleepovers together, because you're spending so much time with them, all of a sudden they're like the equivalent of your bestie mate because you're seeing them all the time and then they're keeping up to date with your life.
I have something to tell you.
Oh,
So I don't do accents with a lot of people. Like, I feel like you do accents a lot. And because I've done this pod, I've started to do accents.
yeah.
I did an accent with one of my work colleagues the other day. And I just did an accent with you. I was like, I only do that with my friend. And then he was like, Ellie, this is because we are friends. He was like, you're just fighting it. He was like, we're actually friends. I was like, oh my God, maybe we're friends. Like, maybe we're actually friends.
It's so true. Like when you start to really get comfortable.
But I love the way, like, your body naturally reacts.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even play a part in it. It's just natural. And it's kind of like, okay, I can't fight this. Like, maybe we are getting closer. We are in, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I love that.
Yeah, exactly. So we did ask on Instagram wait, what did we ask?
How have your friendships changed as you've grown up?
So someone said, I have fewer but more meaningful relationships.
I think that's really nice. I think less is more.
I do think, yeah, if I'm thinking about, I have a lot of friends, but the actual close ones that you're actually like telling things to, it's less for sure.
Hmm. No, I agree with that. Um, Someone said I had a lot of seasonal friends, and once, oh, this is exactly how I feel. Once I removed the common denominator, i.e., uni or school, we had very little to talk about.
Mm,
Actually, that's not entirely how I feel. Like, I feel like the people I was friends with back in the day, I could still talk to about a lot, but we're just, yeah, it's effort.
yeah.
It's more effort.
It is more effort. I don't know. I feel like when you've had that experience, you're always going to have something. Like, for example, we at uni, we went to Colombia to the Amazon
Mm.
rainforest, and we went with this whole group of people. And like, we're not friends with a lot of them now, not like as in like we cut them off, but like we just don't talk like that. But if I saw any of them today, I could talk to them for at least like an hour and we'd be talking about the trip and then catching up. But then I don't know if like, okay, but then can we meet up regular? Because that's it. That's all we have in common.
Yeah, it's tough. I think, how do you keep in touch with that many people? That's my issue.
I actively make an effort. Like I will message people and either like check in, not weekly, not monthly, but just like now and again, like I'll think about them and I'll message and I'll be like, how's life, blah blah, or I'll try to like meet up with them, do like a reunion or whatever. Like if I want to, if I actually like you, like I will make the effort 100%.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
I don't think I've had that spark with someone where I've been like, actually, I really want to keep this going. The spark is missing.
Hmm.
So is the time. I'm a busy babe. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But no, because me too, I'm a busy babe. But if you wanted to, you would like you would carve out the time.
yeah, I also feel like, yeah. So I did try this at one point because I was like, oh, like there are really lovely people in this life that I've met, and I'm like, oh, let me see how they're doing. But then I asked them how they're doing, and I'm like, oh, this conversation is so shallow. Basically, I actually think I have a phobia of small talk.
Mm.
I hate small talk. How are you? Oh, I'm all right. How are you? No one's going to tell you their whole life story over text. So what is the point of me texting you? What else have we got?
I've built more relationships with people from all walks of life, but I would say a lot of my relationships are surface level now. Hmm.
Do you know why? because they're not spending 3 hours with them 11 times every 6 months. That's why.
It's so true. I also feel like, yeah, as you get older, you lose the art of like doing nothing with someone. Like, if you're gonna meet up with someone, there needs to be a purpose. Whereas at uni, you'd be revising or whatever, and then it's like, oh, let's watch like Love is Blind together or something, or let's make dinner, let's do literally like hang out and do nothing. You don't do that as an adult because you don't have time to do nothing. Like, if you're gonna meet up, we're meeting up to go for food or drinks or whatever. And also, you don't know if it's gonna be awkward. Like, you can't just invite someone round and then watch Netflix. Like, that's so, what if it's mad awkward? You
What
have
do you
to,
mean with like people you're reuniting with?
yes.
Okay, yeah. I hear
Like,
you.
you wouldn't just have someone come like it's like for me, it's not everyone that can come round to my house and we're chilling. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, because some people don't know when to leave, as we discussed previously.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, it's true. Someone said, my friendships have strengthened. I see my friends less, but it's so much more special when I do see them now.
Okay, yeah,
Distance
I
makes the
guess
heart grow fonder.
it does.
See, I really love like seeing people once every 6 months or once a year. We have so much to fill each other in on. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's true. But it depends. Like, some friends, yeah, it depends. So I think some friends you can see like every 6 months or like once a year or whatever. But some friends, it depends on the level of friendship that you had before in it.
Mm.
I think to me, it's wild that oh, but then you have sisters. Okay, so it's okay. But I was gonna say it's wild that you don't have a friend that would just like, you can like go supermarket shopping with, or like just come over for like a wine night or something like that. But you hang out with your sisters, right?
Yeah. Like as soon as I finish my exam, I've said to like my sisters that I would do that type of stuff with. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna stop by your house on my way home from work. Like, we'll make dinner together. I get it. Like, I get it. If I didn't have them, I probably would be like, oh my God, like, who do I have to do that with?
Would you go on holiday with any of your friends? Because that's quite serious.
Do you know what? I actually would. Like, guys, the way I talk about friends is if I really don't like them. The people that I would call my friends, I actually really do love them. Like, the people that I see once or twice a year. And I would go on holiday with them if I had more than 25 days annual leave.
So they're not worth one of your annual leave days, is what you're telling me.
No. 25 days is minor. Like, I have to do a 2 week. If I ever am on this podcast single, people are gonna laugh at me and be like, shame. Like, I have to do a 2 week holiday with Billy because we like that. Like, that's our time together. Every year we look forward to our 2 week holiday. And then I don't really have much left after that. I need to
You
take at
have
least like
you have
5
15
at
days after
Christmas.
that.
5 at Christmas. Christmas is so special. Like, I love Christmas. Like, my favorite time of year.
Okay, you still have 10 days left.
And for the past 2 years, I've gone away with one of my sisters for those other 10 days for 2 weeks.
Right, right.
Yeah. Last year and this year. So that's fine.
Fuck them friends, I guess.
No, 1 year I will. 1 year I will. I think I've been saying to some people, I've been like, we'll go away in 2022. We'll go away in 2023. No, 2024. No, 2025.
You'll be at your grave. No, this year though.
Oh boy, it's bad. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
And then last one someone said, nothing has changed. I moved out with my besties after uni, but now instead of crying about coursework and boys, we cry about our 9 to 5s and our bosses.
I love that. A lot of people at work actually live with their friends.
Mm.
I think that's really common. No, actually, I'm lying. Guys, I was gonna say that's quite cute. That is my worst nightmare.
You literally would never.
I would never.
Do you know what? There is literally one person I can live with, and I'm living with her now. I could not live with any of I love my friends. As I said, like, I literally love them to death, and they're so important in my life. But this is the only friend I can live with. And I think that's
Best for
because,
special boy.
yeah, I think that's because we've known each other since we were like 11. So I feel like she's my sister. Like, if she's having an off day or whatever, I know what that looks like, and vice versa. And if something's annoying, we can easily say it, like it's not that deep kind of thing. But like some of my other friends, because especially if they're fresher relationships, there's more to fracture there.
I I think that is the reason I struggle with making friends. Not making friends. Like, I can't be able to put F in friendship because I feel like I've never had a like full-on friendship that's ever been anything like a, oh, that sounds terrible. No, I have loved, like, I do love a lot of my friends, but like I've never obviously had the relationships I have with my sisters that I have with my sisters with friends.
Mm-hmm.
So like my sister, I'll literally shout at them and be like, you did this, you did that, I hate you so much. Like, she don't really do that anymore, but I did it when I was little. And then the next day would be normal, like nothing happened. But I feel like with a friend, it builds up walls and barriers that, like, I don't know how to describe it.
No, 100%. So I'm someone that's like, if something has annoyed me and I feel like you've violated, I will say it right there and then. And I think my mum is like this, and I think I've picked that up. Like, for example, something annoyed me the other day that my friend said, and I said how I was like, rah, like this is blah 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 blah. And then she was like taken aback, and I'm like, right, I've said my piece now. Let's move on. It's done.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I don't want like any bad blood. I'm like, girls, there's no bad blood. I just needed to say what I needed to say. Otherwise, I'm gonna chat shit behind your back. Like, let me say it to your face.
No, but I'm still gonna chat shit behind your back because I still want to get it off my chest.
But now I've said it to your face, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But that's just the person I am. But
Yeah, I love
in
that.
in doing that, I have realized not everyone is like that. And
Yeah.
it's not yeah, I completely hear you. Like, it's not everyone that you can really be honest to.
Yeah. It's hard. It's tough. It's tough. Um, and we're into our new story of the week, just like that. I say just
Just
like that.
like
This is a
that.
long ass episode.
Okay, so this is another one that I actually picked up on the tube, and I read the Evening Standard. And
So busy. What?
actually, what the article is about is not that relevant, but let me land. So the title is All of Us Londoners Are Secretly Hoping for Our Own Sliding Doors Moment. Basically, what the article is about is, you know, in movies, yeah, when like the doors of the tube slide and you look at someone and you fall in love, and then that's how you met each other, right? That's what the article is about. But the bit I want to touch on is I'll just read the like first section of it. I knew my housemate hadn't heard me properly because she barely looked up from her chopping board the first time I told her. He what? She asked, when I repeated the story about the man who'd struck up conversation with me for 6 whole stops on the Northern Line. He wasn't trying to flirt with me, he wasn't trying to get my number, it was just pure conversation. Which made me think, right? If you're on the tube or you're on public transport and someone starts talking to you, is that not mad? Like, would you sit there and, I mean, of course you're going to respond because you're a nice person, but do you not find that mad weird? Like, this article was talking about how it was really nice to speak to this stranger. They didn't exchange contact details or anything like that. But when she was telling her friends, all her friends were like, what? That's so mad. Like, how I would never, that's so weird. Like, are you sure he wasn't trying to move to you? Like, is he a creep? Like, is he a weirdo? So, what are your thoughts? If you're just sitting there on the tube on the way home from work, can someone just strike up conversation with you?
They shouldn't. They really shouldn't. The tube for me is silent. When people talk on a tube, I'm like, you're actually rude. The tube is time for me to read my book, relax, silence, beautiful
Mm,
peace.
mm.
No, like, you're not going to add anything to my life. Do you want
Yeah,
someone to talk to you on the train? On the tube, sorry, or train, whatever you take.
I don't want someone to talk to me, like, especially not to generalize, but especially if it's a man, like, please leave me alone because now I'm feeling unsafe. Like, so please don't talk to me. But the other day, I got on the tube at Brixton, and I was with my mum, and we just sat down, but my mum sat in a seat, like there was someone in between us because of what seats were available. Anyways, I'm just there like looking at the air because what else do you do on the tube? There's no service. Like if you don't have a book, peek. Um, and this girl, she was like, "Oh my God, I love your nails. Like, where did you get them done and stuff?" So then we started talking. And then like we really got to talking and she was like complimenting my outfit and stuff like that. She was just being super nice. Then I told her like what I'm doing on during my day and she was like, "Oh my God, yeah, like blah blah." And she was Colombian. And so we started talking about like Latin food stops in London and stuff like that. And I was like, this girl is so nice. Like she's such a vibe. So I asked her for her Instagram and now we have each other on Instagram. And I feel like this could be a friendship if one of us makes the move to like meet up as friends. But that's never happened before. But it is weird, like when you think about it, like if someone's talking to you, like what's going on? Like you're on
That
guard.
actually sounds so wholesome.
It was so nice. Like she was such a lovely girl. She was literally just so kind.
I think that is the way to do it. Like when you compliment someone and get, do you know where? Do you know where I like conversation? In the gym.
Ah,
Yeah. Like when people talk to each other in the gym or they compliment them or they'll be like, how do you find the class? I really like that. Like I think
yeah.
that's nice. It's a nice space. Like you're feeling energized, you're feeling good. The other day I was in a class and it was just girls. I think it is that in it. Like,
Mm.
I've never had guy friends. I don't know, not my portion. So guys start talking to me, I just find it weird. But a girl is different. Like it was just a class full of girls, and the woman was like, "Come on, my darlings, keep going." And the vibe was just it was given. And then she was like, "Guys, in my classes, you need to talk to each other. Talk to the person next to you, tell them well done." And it was just really nice and wholesome. It's that wholesome vibe
Yeah.
that I'm like, yeah, cool. Maybe not on the train because more time when I get on the train, I'm actually exhausted.
Yeah.
On
This
a
was a
weekend, if
weekend.
I'm going out, yeah.
Yeah.
On a weekend, if I was going out, different. But I try to avoid public transport when I don't have to use it. Um, so yeah, but I can see how that would be really nice.
But then on the other hand, literally yesterday, I was on the tube on my way home, and there was this guy who was talking to this guy was like our age, and then the guy who was talking to him was like way older, and he was talking about politics and like all of this. And I was like, shut up, man. Like I could hear how the other guy was not trying to be in that conversation because he was doing all these like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So it's really not everyone that can talk to you on the tube because like now my peace has been disturbed. But this girl was so nice. I was like, yeah, like so lovely. Thank you for talking to me.
Yeah, I love that. It can really make your day when you have
Mm.
like a random act of kindness, someone just complimenting you and saying you look nice, or vice versa. You just have a nice, wholesome convo. I can see how that would work. But yeah,
Yeah.
if anyone sees me on the train, don't say hi to me. Not on a weekday. On that note, should we jump into our class store review?
Yes, let's go.
I have to admit, I think I'm feeling even more anti because I'm in grind mode. Like,
Mm.
I'm super anti. My colleagues have been trying to talk to me, and I've been like, "Bye, see you later."
But
Like, do you know what I
because
mean? Like,
I could be learning, but instead I'm having this boring conversation with you.
legit. Like, you're not helping me learn. I'm stressed. Please don't talk to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the vibe I'm giving off at the moment. Um, last store review says, find another company. This is the advice we gave earlier. So, I have been working at X, we're not going to name names, full time for more than 10 years. Can't be that bad if you survived 10 years. Pros, crazy customers can make the day interesting. That's one thing about retail, you know. Talking about random strangers talking to you in retail is actually quite nice when someone would bust up conversation with you and just tell, especially old women or old men, and then
Yeah.
tell you about their day and what they've done, and it would just be really cute,
This is why I
really
loved
sweet.
working in a care home because I just got to speak to loads of people all the time.
I can actually see how that would be quite like fulfilling.
Yeah.
So yeah, they like the crazy customers. Cons, management cannot agree on anything. They want you to break policy to get the work done. No one cares about safety. Standing on a milk crate is not a good idea. But what are you supposed to do when you're not allowed to use a step stool? Managers play favorites. If you're not liked, then forget about having any chance.
I am. Do you know what? I've worked somewhere where the manager was very much a favorites guy. Luckily, I was one of the favorites. But I did see injustice.
But it's just techie, like, well, me personally, like, No one go. Oh, I don't know. Do people go? Do people go to be a favorite? How do you even become a favorite? Like, it's not my fault someone likes me. It's not often.
Sometimes we're just the chosen ones. What can I say?
Yeah. And on that note, if you choose to listen, thanks so much, guys. Please send in your dilemmas, your stories, your dumb bitches to grownupsthepodcast@gmail.com or
DM us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube
YouTube.
at Grown Ups the Podcast.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.